Honolulu police are looking for the person who stole a Matson shipping container from a Safeway store. It's not the first time this has happened. In December, someone made off with a Horizon Line shipping container filled with $100,000 worth of goods from the West Marine store in Evil. Then on Sunday, security video at the Safeway on Baratania Street caught a suspect driving off with a large Matson shipping container. Two bizarre crimes in just over 2 months. We wanted to know how often this type of crime happens and what can businesses do to protect themselves. Marissa Yamane went in search of answers. Marissa, what'd you learn?
Well, Joe, I learned it's actually been a big problem on the mainland. Just last year alone, there were 951 reported incidents of cargo theft across the nation. And in most of those cases, the thief made off with an entire container. And now it's happening here. In just a matter of 5 minutes, a thief drives into the Safeway Baratania parking lot, scopes things out, then hooks up his tractor to the chassis, and then drives off with the container, just like that. I showed the video to Hawaii Transportation Association's Managing Director, Gareth Sakakita. How common is something like this here in Hawaii?
Not common in Hawaii at all. However, on the mainland, stealing trailers, hijacking the whole tractor-trailer combination, it does happen, and it happens quite a lot.
Food and drinks top the list of the most stolen cargo in the U.S., according to FreightWatch International's U.S. cargo theft report for 2013. In fact, this is the 4th year in a row that food and drinks top the list. FreightWatch says food loads usually have lower security than containers carrying electronics. The average value per stolen load was $171,000. California led the country last year with the most cargo thefts, followed by Texas and Florida.
I'm pretty surprised that it happened here finally.
But something similar happened last December, a container stolen not from a retailer, but from the pier. Boating supplier West Marine was the victim. According to the store's manager, when their freight forwarder went to pick up their container from Horizon Lines on Sand Island, the container had already been picked up. It's been 3 months since that happened and still no sign of the stolen goods. But the chassis on which the container sat on was recovered a couple weeks later, abandoned on the freeway. So how do you prevent cargo theft?
Like I said, the only thing I can think of is the kingpin lock for the trailer. It goes, there's on the trailer, there's a pin that comes down where the tractor comes back in, and they have a 5th wheel that goes around this pin and locks in. So if you have something on the kingpin, then you can't lock into that.
We also noticed today that Safeway Baratania stacked up some pallets in front of the container, perhaps as a deterrent. The FBI says many companies don't report cargo crimes to avoid bad publicity and higher insurance rates. But industry experts estimate that cargo thefts can add up to as much as $30 billion in losses each year, hurting not only the retailers and insurance companies, but also the consumers as well. And police didn't tell us what was inside that Matson container, and Safeway hasn't returned our calls. But if you recognize the person in that video or know where to find him or know where the stolen container and goods ended up, call Honolulu Police. Marissa Yamane, KHON 2 News.